Did King Durin just doom his people with a single decision? In Episode 5 of The Rings of Power, we see the Dwarven rings start to take hold, and what Disa discovers could change everything. But it's Sauron's hidden plan that's the real danger. How far has his influence already spread? Stick around as we break down the chaos unraveling across Middle-earth. Hey there, fellow Middle-earth explorers. Welcome back to another deep dive into The Rings of Power Season 2. I'm thrilled you're here, and trust me, today we're peeling back the layers of a truly captivating episode. We're diving into Season 2, Episode 5, where some major gears begin to turn in the story. If you thought the drama between the elves, dwarves, and Númenorians couldn't get any more intense, well, get ready. In this episode, we're not just talking politics and power struggles, though there's plenty of that too. Oh no, we're venturing deep into the minds of Khazad-dûm, sailing the stormy seas of Númenor's leadership, and getting an up-close look at Sauron's manipulations. Are you ready to journey back to Middle-earth? Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our next dive into the epic world of the Rings of Power. Now, let's head into Khazad-dûm, where things are getting a little unstable. The Dwarven Dilemma. Episode 5 kicks off in Khazad-dûm, and let me tell you, the stakes here are getting high. Our first stop is with King Durin. The 7 rings crafted for the Dwarf Lords have finally arrived, and we witness the uneasy moment as King Durin accepts his. There's this eerie vibe, a sense of foreboding as the voices whisper to him. Yes, the very voices of the rings themselves. If you remember, Tolkien always hinted at the dangerous allure of the dwarf rings, how they play on greed and ambition, and it's fascinating to see that play out here. King Durin, with that quiet confidence we've come to expect from him, commands the miners to dig into a load-bearing wall. Now, Narvi and Prince Durin, understandably, are hesitant. But here's where we start to see the true power of the ring. It's not just enhancing Durin's ability to lead, it's directly controlling his decisions. The very rock beneath Khazad-dûm begins to quake as Durin, pickaxe in hand, chooses to ignore the warnings of his own son. Yet, somehow, miraculously, the cave doesn't collapse, and sunlight pours into the mines. But hold up, wait a minute. We all know in Tolkien's world, nothing comes without a price. What's interesting here is that while King Durin may seem triumphant, Disa isn't fooled. She knows something's off. Her connection to the mountain, the ancient practice of stone singing, has always been deep, and she's suspicious, probably sensing something far darker brewing beneath the surface. What do you think? Is Disa onto something here? Let me know in the comments below. I have a feeling her stone singing might reveal truths even the king isn't ready for. Annatar's manipulation in Eregion. Now, let's hop over to Eregion. Celebrimbor. This poor guy just can't catch a break, can he? After the success of the Dwarven rings, we find him in a rather celebratory mood. The dwarves and elves seem united in their achievement, and they unveil the doors of Durin, an iconic moment for any Lord of the Rings fan. But while everyone else is toasting to friendship, guess who's sulking on the balcony? That's right, Annatar, aka Sauron in disguise. Here's where things get really interesting. Annatar starts to weave his silver-tongued magic on Celebrimbor again, but this time his target is men. He's planting the seeds for the 9 rings. Yes, those 9 rings that will eventually corrupt the kings of men and turn them into the Nazgûl. Now Celebrimbor isn't an idiot. He can sense that something's up, and he calls out Annatar's manipulative tactics. But, as we've seen before, Annatar's way of speaking is so cunning that even when he's telling the truth, there's always an undercurrent of something sinister. Annatar argues that Númenor is unstable, and the only way to bring balance is by giving rings to men. Hand-picked kings, noble and pure of heart, he says. But if there's one thing we know about Tolkien's world, it's that power corrupts, especially in the hands of men. Celebrimbor resists the temptation, for now. But Annatar's influence is spreading like wildfire, and we can already see the cracks forming. I mean, let's be real. How long can Celebrimbor hold out before he succumbs to Annatar's manipulations? Let me know what you think down below, because I have a feeling we're about to see the birth of the Nine very soon. Numenor's power struggle. And speaking of men, let's sail over to Númenor. Now this storyline is brimming with tension. Pharazôn has officially seized control, and his new red and white royal ensemble feels like a big ol' flex. He's already talking about immortality. Cue alarm bells. That's never a good sign, right? But what really struck me in this episode was the interaction between Elendil and Míriel. Míriel is reeling after her failed coronation, and Elendil's loyalty is clearly being tested. There's this subtle, but oh so tangible moment when she touches his chest, a lingering beat that suggests there might be something more than just politics between them. Could this be the beginnings of a romantic tension? Of course, the big moment comes when Elendil sees the Sea Guard, his men, stripped of their ranks under Pharazôn's orders. And in classic Elendil fashion, he stands up against tyranny, handing in his own sword as a show of defiance. It's moments like these that remind us why Elendil is such a compelling character. His quiet strength, his willingness to sacrifice everything for what's right. It's all setting the stage for the fall of Númenor and the rise of Gondor. Oh, and did you catch that heated moment between Kemen and Elendil? Kemen's arrogance is reaching new heights, but Elendil isn't the type to back down. Their confrontation is one of the episode's best moments, and it leaves me wondering, how far will Pharazôn push before Númenor collapses from within? If you're loving the intrigue of Númenor's power struggles as much as I am, don't forget to hit the like button. We've got a lot more to discuss as we head into the final parts of this episode. Disa's discovery and the ancient evil. Back in Khazad-dûm, we see Disa embarking on her own journey. After a visit to the market, where we get a glimpse of the escalating prices caused by King Durin's new taxes, she stumbles upon a hidden tunnel. And what does she find? An ancient lake deep within the mountain. This is where things get really spooky. As Disa tries to sing to the stone, something stirs beneath the surface. Could it be a Balrog? Or some other ancient evil that's been dormant for ages? We don't know for sure yet, but this discovery is bound to have major consequences. And once again, we're reminded of the dangers lurking in the depths of Middle-earth. Disa's connection to the stone is something I've loved exploring this season, and I'm so curious to see where this leads. The shadow of Durin's bane looms large, doesn't it? What do you guys think Disa has uncovered? The Forge's dark influence. Our final major segment takes us back to Eregion, where Celebrimbor is faced with a new problem. One of his smiths, Myrddania, has gone invisible while wearing one of the new rings, and in her vision, she saw something horrifying: flames, fog, and a creature made of fire. Could this be the beginning of the One Ring's influence creeping into the elves' own forges? Annatar, of course, is right there, subtly encouraging the chaos. He's playing everyone, twisting Myrddania's fear into a tool for his own gain. It's in these moments that we see Annatar's true brilliance as a manipulator. We're seeing how the creation of these rings is beginning to unravel the stability of Middle-earth. Every character is on a precipice, and it's fascinating to watch. So, what's next? I think we're on the brink of some major developments. The rings are taking control faster than anyone anticipated, and we're about to witness the fall of some major characters. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm dying to hear what you think is coming next, especially after that cliffhanger. Until next time, may the stars of Elbereth guide you. Don't forget to subscribe for more Middle-earth breakdowns. See you next week when we'll dive into Episode 6.